place myths or distribution myths. This is another important element of service marketing myths. As you people know, we have already discussed about product as an element, as a service element, price, and promotion myths in service marketing. Now, this is the fourth one, place myths, or we also call it as distribution myths. Now, moving ahead, you can see what is the meaning of this. What is actually distribution? Distribute karna. Distribution means the process of transferring the goods from the place of production to the place of consumption. How do we move the goods from one place to another? And it uses a network of intermediaries. In some cases, the goods are directly distributed. And in services, what happens? The distribution activity is more strategic because of already known. We all know that already known inherent characteristics of services. It should be more strategic. 2 points should be noted over here that the services should be made available at the right time and at the right place. It should be accessible with care and convenience. So here the meaning of distribution here, like we know that in the case of tangible goods, the distribution system will use a network of intermediaries, and even in some cases, as mentioned here, goods can be distributed directly. But in the case of services, since it is inseparable from the service provider and it cannot be transported, nor it can be stored, or nor the title can be passed. So what happens due to this peculiar characteristics of service? The placing of service should not be treated or should not be done in the same way how we do for products. There are certain services where the service provider has to be personally interacting or present personally to deliver the service. On the other hand, there are certain services where the service provider is not required also. Like for example, when the teaching process is going on, we need both the service provider and the consumer together. Or when you're taking treatment, we need both of them, the service provider and the consumer together over there. So that delivery should happen along with the presence of the service provider. But there are certain services where it is not required also, like ATM. When we are withdrawing money from the ATM, we do not require the support of uh, any personal service personnel over there. It is done through the machine. So the provider of intangible service, they have to be more directly in contact with the services. Like as I told you now, educational service, we should be more in contact. So in distributional services, these two important points should be noted, that the service must be made available at the right time and at the right place, and it should be accessible with care and conveniences. Now, where these services are located, location of service is very important. Like accessibility, what accessibility means, the convenience with which a service can be purchased, used, or received. Availability means extent to which a service is available or capable of being purchased. Now, here many other points are also important, like who would be the target customers for the service provider, and what should be the type of interaction required for getting the services delivered, whether the service will be using technology based or whether it will be technology based or people based, and competition कैसे होगा, can any new technology can be initiated. So many such questions pop up when we talk about delivery of services. Now even when we compare today's period, like we can easily understand uh, post pandemic, before this pandemic the delivery service how it was, and post the pandemic how the delivery service happening. That is a very good example is about this teaching services only, where we used to interact personally, face to face interaction used to happen. Of course, now technology has played a major role in helping in delivering this service. So many times, technology do help in contributing a lot to the delivery of services. More and more of online purchasing has emerged. More and more of online health services also has emerged. Online yoga classes have emerged, and more of fitness classes have emerged. So, to an extent, technology has helped in service sector to overcome this pandemic situation also. Now, coming to the next topic, the factors influencing the location of services, where the service would be located, where it would be located. Now, nature, since the services are intangible in nature, it is perishable. What happens? The degree of inseparability is greater. We cannot separate the service provider and the service, but at the same time, it varies from firm to firm. Like in certain cases, like insurance sector, banking sector, telecommunication, and all, without direct contact, also services can be delivered. So, depending on the nature of services, flexibility will be there. The nature of interaction. Nature of interaction means where the service will be delivered, whether at the place of the service provider or at the place of the customer. How do we understand this? For example, when you're coming to the college, that means you're coming to the place of the service provider. When you're taking a personalized tuition, that means the service you're getting at your place. So that is also different. Then customer needs and wants. Sometimes the customers don't want to, or they are not willing to go to the location to have the get the service. For example, nowadays food delivery system, we need not go to their restaurant and have the food. It is easy to get online delivery. Then natural geographic location. There are certain places where there is no other choice only, there are no other option only to change the location. If you want to visit Shimla or if you want to visit Manali, you have to go there. So that is natural geographic location where it cannot be changed. Competitive position explains about different locations or different areas which can act as a barrier to the existing location. Then technological advancement, as I told you, automation has advanced to a great extent in the choice of decision making. Now we need not go to the bank for withdrawing money. Like that is in the case of banking services with the introduction of ATMs, it is quite possible to separate the service provider and the customer, at least in that category. And of course, along with the availability of online banking, net banking, it has made the things more and more convenient. Now, many times another thing is dependency on the other services or other facilities. Here you can see dependency on other service. Like for example, when we go to the hospital, we might be asked to get an X-ray done, or we might be requiring a pharmacy nearby. So in such cases, it is better to have the service along with a cluster of service. So the location should be in such a way that all the other services are also easily available. Along with that, infrastructural facilities. There are certain services which require rapid communication facilities, like in financial services and all. So they are to be located in such areas where the infrastructure facilities are very good, excellent. Target market decisions. Location should be considerably near to the target market, taking into consideration the infrastructure facilities available over there. Setting up of stationery shops, so many stationery shops near to the school and college locations. Then look of the premises is also important. Look of the premise means the design, the layout, etc. of the premises, which ensures that the customers are happy and the customers are also comfortable, and it also ensures the safety of the customer. These are the factors influencing the location of services. Now, coming to the next topic, intermediaries for service distribution. Like we have already seen for product, there will be different intermediaries. But here, what happens? The kind of performance by service for the distribution would be quite different. Now, what is a service distribution channel? A service distribution channel means same thing involving different intermediaries for moving the service from the producer to the consumer. Now, when we are developing this service distribution channel, we should find out whether it is feasible for working it out or not. For example, when the service firm is very much new and initial stages, we don't know how it will work out. It may start only with delivering directly to the customer, and gradually, when it expands, when it grows and expands, only it will take the use of other intermediaries. Then primarily, we can see that there are two participants in this service delivery system. We normally have this service deliverer, or we can say that consumer. Normally, we have two people. Now, There are different participants, which you can see over here, commonly three different intermediaries for service distribution: agents, yeah, brokers, electronic channels, and franchising. Now, who is an agent and who is a broker? Agent, an agent, here you can see agents and brokers. Agents are the person who act on behalf of the principal and has authority to create a legal relationship between the customer and the service provider. They act for the principal. Here, principal could be any other third party. And this agent is having the legal authority. They are responsible and they can help in creating a relationship between the customer and the service provider. And they might be getting, they do get a commission or a fixed fee for getting these services, like travel agents, insurance agents, etc. Now, who is a broker? Broker brings the service provider and the customer together. They they also receive commission for their activities, and activities are transaction based. Hence, there is a shorter relationship. Like brokers are very much common in real estate, we can say real estate sector. So here the advantages and disadvantages. What happens? Advantages of using a broker, agent or a broker. Agents advantages is that it will be helpful for the getting the customers and service provider closer and understand the operating conditions, and these people will be having special skill in understanding the customers requirements, and they will be having a wider market coverage. At the same time, what happens, the firm will not have much control over the activities of the agents or brokers, and many times too much dependency on intermediaries will also affect the company's performance. So, who is an agent? An agent is a person who acts on behalf of the principal and has the authority to enter into a legal relationship with the customer. Like normally, what we see these travel agents and all, insurance agents and all, these are all coming under this sector. Insurance agents, when if you want to take an LIC policy, normally we never approach directly the company. Mainly we normally approach the insurance agents only. Insurance agents come to us, they bring all the documents along with them, we provide our details, they help in filling it, and then it's done. And later on, if any other things are required also, they only help, we coordinate with them only. So these are intermediaries, the first type of intermediaries. Second one is electronic channels. Electronic channels emerged, we can say, due to the development in telecommunication and computer technology. It's the most common electronic devices are telephones, televisions, internet, etc. Banking sector, distance learning, telemedicine, etc. use electronic channels nowadays, especially post-pandemic. During pandemic and now, even now, the post-pandemic situation and all, this electronic channels have got wide usage now. We know that, you people also know that, there is enormous growth in education sector, enormous growth in e-commerce. Education sector itself, we can see how many apps are there. You can see so many technology based apps which are being developed, which are quite, some of them are beneficial for the kids, some of them may not be beneficial, we don't know much into that. But one thing is for sure, that electronic media has created a huge or enormous growth during this period. Like earlier, we never thought that we would be using this kind of platform for teaching, learning, and all. So, technological development, especially during last 20 to 25 years, have created a huge impact over here. It shows about how different types of innovations can happen in the service sector. Various electronic media services are used now, even social media and so many other multimedia libraries are there, distance learning, so many net games are there which are helpful in delivering the services. So they provide the service firms in order to overcome the problem arising due to inseparability feature. Separability feature means where you cannot separate the service provider and the consumer. Now, advantages and disadvantages are quality control. Good quality will be there. It is low cost, wide distribution. YouTube channels, I need not explain about YouTube channels and all, how much impact it is having on the people. And it's quite convenience to the customer. We also get quick customer feedback. Disadvantages are we don't know how to control, many times lack of control of the electronic environment, because exactly people, it could be negatively utilized also. Security issues will be there. Then such kind of some disadvantages also are there when it comes to delivering service through electronic channels. Then another one is franchising. What is franchising? You might have heard about franchising. Franchises होते हैं, but what is exactly this franchises? It is a contractual relationship between the franchisor and the franchisee, in which the franchisor will be the main company, offers the franchisee, someone who is interested to do it, offers the franchisee an interest in the franchisor's business, where the franchisee will operate under the common name, format, and procedure owned and controlled by the franchisor, where franchisee will make a substantial capital investment in his business from his own resources. Now, the franchisee should be located at convenient location depending upon the demand, competition, space requirement, presence of another franchisee of the same firm, like that. So, this is a contractual relationship between a franchisor and a franchisee, wherein franchisor is allowing a franchisee to set up a business, but resources of franchisee ka hi hoga. All the financial capital investment all will be from the franchisee part, but they are allowed to use the common name, the format of business, the procedure of business, etc., which are owned and controlled by the franchisor. For example, Monginis, we can say, example, McDonald's, these are all examples of franchising. Now, advantages of franchising. These are self-motivators because they are going to they start a business. And you can see the advantages to both, okay. First advantages is to the franchisor के लिए क्या advantages है when franchising is there. Franchises are self-motivators, they share the business risk, and franchises may have a good knowledge about the local market where franchisor may not be knowing about it. And they can maintain consistency in the quality, they can wider distribution network. Same way to the franchisee जो benefit होते हैं, they are getting already established or ready-made business. Because of this, risk can be shared, so reduction of risk, benefit of control over the local activities of the business. So it is beneficial for both the franchisor and the franchisee. Then, now what are the different functions of the service intermediaries? Or what are their role? What are they supposed to do over here? Now here you can see the functions of service intermediaries. सबसे पहले जो आते हैं is to make the service locally available and provide place and time convenience to the customer. The service should be available nearby to the customer. They should even provide safe support at the point of sale and help in collecting the feedback. They would be having wide distribution network. They will also be having specialized knowledge and skills in their areas of operation. They often share the risk of providing services to the customer. They help in fulfilling the service provider's promises to the customer. So here you can see the advantages. So just a second. When you're having an intermediary, what are the advantages? What are the functions which they are supposed to do? And because of this, having an intermediary becomes quite helpful for the service provider, because as we know, due to the inherent features of services, it becomes quite difficult for actually distributing the services. So when intermediaries are there, they can help in making the functionality more easier, or making the service delivery more easier, both for the customer and for the service provider. So these three intermediaries you have to remember. Now, just one small we can discuss over here. What is the role of customers? This part we will anyway discuss later. We have already discussed also some part over here. That is different types of customers. High contact, low contact, and medium level contact customers we have already seen. So many times, if it is high contact service provider, we need the presence of both service provider and consumer at the same time, same location. If it is low contact, then that presence is not required. So that also plays a major role when it comes to the delivery of services. Now, when we are, for example, purchasing from a restaurant, when you are going dining out, when you are going and sitting in the restaurant and having food, means that is having more contact. But when you are taking the food at home or getting it delivered at home and you are eating from your home, you can easily understand there is less contact now. So it is all depending on the location and convenience of the people, the availability of the intermediaries to help in delivering the services. Now, because of many food apps like Amazon, Swiggy and all, sorry, not Amazon, Zomato, Swiggy and all, it is now Uber Eats and all, it is now convenient for the product or here the service to reach to the customer's location. So that has also increased many fold now. That is food delivery system. Not only food delivery system, almost all the e-commerce websites and all e-commerce sites, they are creating a huge business out of this. So placements, even though earlier we had this mindset that we will have to go to the shop and buy the things, that is now changed. Now the goods can be delivered at our place. Sitting at home, we can easily open an bank account. That is how the things have changed. Earlier we have to go in front of a bank. We will have to wait over there in long queue. We will collect the forms. We will fill it. We will paste our photo, and then we will put the signatures everywhere. Then it used to be a little bit long process. Now most of the banks are now willing or coming forward, like they are providing online services where even you can open a bank account sitting at your home. So the things are changing now. The placements or distribution myths, which when we compare to the earlier times and what we compare to now, has quite changed. In this, intermediaries now play a major role. We can say agents है या brokers है या electronic media या franchise. Electronic media itself has created a huge impact on delivering the services very much efficiently and effectively. So this is about place myths or distribution myths.